Hey everybody, hello. This is Mr. Rodriguez, your favorite STEM teacher, coming at you live, or at least live while I'm making this video. We are going to be covering the lesson for April 6, 2020 today. The title for our activity is What's in a Dinner? And what I'm looking to get from you is what I want you to do is look up a recipe. Whether it's online or whether you take it from a cookbook, or maybe even get the recipe from a parent or guardian or somebody who might have a really good old family recipe that they might have to give you. But I'd like you to get a recipe. What I've done is taken a recipe from a can of soup that we're actually going to be using for our example today. You can look around your kitchen. You might even have recipes on the back of your various food products. What I would like for you to do first for this activity is identify and record the ingredients in your recipe. So what you're going to be doing is, of course, providing the title, whatever the meal or a baked good that you are going to be covering. In my case, it is chicken and roasted garlic risotto. What my recipe calls for is 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 1/4 pound of skinless, boneless chicken breast halves, 10 1/2 ounces of Campbell's condensed cream of chicken soup, 1 can of Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, 2 cups of water, 2 cups of uncooked instant white rice, and 1 cup of frozen peas and carrots. So, the first little bit of math that it's asking for us to do here for our recipe is how would you double? How would you double your recipe? So the way that we are going to do that is by taking all of our individual numbers, right, of all of our ingredients. As you can see, I have them listed here. And we are going to be multiplying it by 2, right? Now, 1 1/4, we can turn that into a decimal. That would be 1.25, right? We're going to multiply that times 2. 10 1/2, right? We'll turn that into a decimal point. 10 1/2, that would be 10 point. Oop, the 5 came out looking a little funky there. 10.5 times 2, right? Times 2, times 2, times 2. And you guessed it, times 2. So if we do our math for this side of it, we have 2 here. Our 1.25 times 2 turns into 2.5. Our 10.5 times 2, that turns into 21. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2, that's 4. 2 times 2, 4 again. 1 times 2, 2 again. Now, second part of our activity is asking us, how would we cut the recipe in half? How would we halve the recipe? So whenever you cut something in half, remember, you are either going to divide it by 2, or you are going to multiply it by 0.5. So just for this activity's sake, and just for this video's sake, at home you can do either or, but just for this video, I'm going to multiply our number times 0.5. So we have our 1 times 0.5. Now we already know that this 1 1/4, right, that's 1.25. Right, so we're going to multiply that times 0.5. That is going to be, I believe that's 0.625, but let me check. And yes, you may use your calculators at home. Mr. Rodriguez is not going to make you do a bunch of long division and a bunch of stuff by hand. There we go, 0.625. Now decimal. 10.5. We're going to multiply that times 0.5. That is going to equal 5.25, right? And we're going to go all the way down the line here. Right, 1 times 0.5, that's going to equal 0.5, just like up here. 2 times 0.5, that's going to equal 1. We're going to get another 1 because we have 2 2's in a row. 1 times 0.5, just like right here and just like right there, is our 0.5. Now, for the sake of this activity as well, on every single recipe, if you look closely at it, what it's going to tell you is that that recipe is designated to create enough servings for so many people. More often than not, it's going to be about 4. And if for whatever reason your recipe that you're looking at serves 6 people or only 2 people or 8 people or whatever, for the sake of today's activity, let's just say that it's going to serve 4 people, okay? The reason why I'm telling you that, it's going to be very important for this last part of the activity. Because if your meal serves 15 people, then this last part is going to trip you up if you try to do your math. But if it does, and you want to try to figure it out on your own and send me what you have, I would love to see what you got going on your end. So, again, right, we're all going to pretend that our recipe serves 4 people, right? This recipe that I have right here would be for 4 people. And the reason why that's so important is this last question asks us, what would the recipe be for 10 people, right? So, we're going to do some math over here on the right side. Which, don't even know why I have this here, because it's not important anymore. Right? So, we have over here in our green section, right? We have this as our recipe when it is doubled. Now, if I know that this recipe right here for my chicken and roasted garlic risotto serves 4 people, right? And if I double that recipe, right, I put another 4 up there, right? That's going to give me enough food for 8 people. Now, over here in red, we were cutting our recipe in half, right? So if my meal that normally serves 4 people was suddenly cut in half, right? I divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now if we were to add 8 plus 2, that would give us our 10 people that we would configure. So what do we got to do for this last question? You got to add your totals from this side and this side. Give it to me over here. So just for the example's sake, right? This first part, I got 2. And then I got 1/2, right? 2 plus 0.5 equals 2.5 servings of butter to serve 10 people. I have my 2.5 plus 0.625. That would equal 3.125, right? I would need that many servings or that many pounds of my chicken in order to make it for 10 people. And then we have our 21 plus 5.25, right? That's going to equal 26.25 ounces, right? Then we have our 2 plus 0.5 equal 2.5. Oh yes, there. Our 4 plus 1s, right? That would end up coming 5s. We're going to do that one more time for our uncooked white rice. And then last but not least, our 2 plus 0.5 equaling 2.5 cups of frozen peas and carrots for 10 people. So this is pretty much what I am looking to get from you. If you do have questions, please feel free to reach out to me, whether it's either through Edmodo or on email or give me a phone call. A lot of different ways that you can reach out to me. I hope this has been helpful for you, at least maybe provided you a little bit of an escape. And this is the again what we're going to be doing. So like it or not, here they come. All right. Well, again, I hope this helped you out a little bit, and we will be coming back at you for April 7th. Have a good one.